Good morning, 7K Success Team. There you go. You're the ones that are successful. Why? Because you're here or you're listening to this recording. Now, this is one recording I will guarantee you that you will need to listen to at least those 7 times, like I teach in everything. Uh, why? I know that kind of training works. Okay. Military is very successful at it, but other program learning techniques have proven to be true because most people don't read, most people don't do their things, homework, and all that kind of stuff that they should do. And so, watching a video over and over and over again uh, until you actually know the words that are going to be spoken next. Now you've watched it enough. Until that has happened, you haven't watched it enough. Because that's when you internalize things and you're able to do it. Okay, let's get right to this subject, which is very important. Uh, uh, I know you've heard the term that the money is in the follow-up. So today we're going to do follow-up, 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 follow-up. How do you do follow-up? I'm going to tell you how do you do it in 7K. And that's what's important to you, not anything else. Okay. And in particular during holiday periods, that's one time that you can really practice this. Okay. Because most people don't have all their family members or close friends in it, and they meet them a lot, let's say a lot more frequently than they do during the course of the year. And so this is a great time to learn how to follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up without being a pest. Remember, you want to be persistent, but not a pest. Okay, let's go through this. What do you do? Okay, some principles that you've got to get to be an expert at. Now, some of them I'll teach you uh, in prospecting. Okay, but follow up and prospecting have tons of similarities. You just haven't got the skill set yet to apply it or the techniques in their application. Remember, takes 2 years minimum just to learn the skills, attitudes, and techniques. Then you got to learn how to apply them over that next 3 to 5 years. Okay, so your one tool set that everyone here on this training or listening to this video should have in your pocket or in your possession or right in front of you is a dollar bill and a silver eagle. And if you don't have it, that's why you're not being successful. You're violating one of my prominent tenets. This is always in your possession until you're a gold. And I still have it. I still walk around with it. I try not to leave home without it, kind of like the American Express thing. Okay. Why? Because it's the easiest conversational piece that we have, in particular in these times and future times now. And, it's real simple. Get this one down pat. In 1965, this paper dollar bill and this 1 ounce, it says silver dollar on it, but it's 1 ounce pure silver containing coin, bought the same thing. In 1965, it'd buy about a gallon of milk on average in America. That's pretty cool. Well, ask your friends and family, how much of this do they have? And how much of the gold do they have? Okay. How much silver and gold in bullion do you own? Not in jewelry, in bullion. And, nearly everybody's going to say, I don't have hardly any. And that's true. And they say, well, you need to own some. We found a brilliant way to beat inflation. And we want you to be a part of it because you need to protect you and your family. Just easy conversation. You care about them. Okay. And so why? Let me illustrate why you need silver and gold. And right now we're just talking about silver, but we can make same examples. I've given you several examples over the time. Go. Let's just talk about silver. Let's fast forward to 2019. Write that date down, 2019. And on average in America, what could you buy with a dollar bill in milk? Maybe a half a pint. But what could you buy with that same 1 ounce silver coin? That silver American Eagle coin. You're about 5.1 gallons of milk in 2019 on average in America. That's pretty cool. So what should you have been saving? This trash, because that's what it's becoming, trash, or the silver coin. That's what you should have been saving. But we've been brainwashed. We've been brainwashed not to buy this. We haven't been educated on purpose about silver and gold. Now to illustrate that, let's go a few more years. It's 2022. So what can you buy with this $1 paper trash in milk? Maybe one or two of those little coffee creamers that you put in your coffee. Yeah, that's about it. But what can you buy with this same 1 ounce silver eagle coin? 1 ounce of pure silver in there. You can buy about 8 gallons of milk on average. So that's why you need silver and gold. And all I'm trying to do is help you understand that. Okay, now you all can get the 1965 to 2021 Mustang example with 2,500 of these and 2,500 of these. I'm not going to go through that one, but it just gives you another illustration. Same thing with the 1 ounce $20 gold piece in 1865. You could buy a high-end Colt revolver with a $20 note, the paper note, or the $20 1 ounce gold piece. Well, fast forward, or custom-made suit. Fast forward to today. What can you buy with a $20 note, a bill, the trash cash, in clothes? Maybe some underwear. You can't even buy a good dress shirt. I mean, you might get a pretty good shirt on sale at Walmart for $20. But what can you buy with that 1 ounce American Eagle coin? You can still buy a custom-made suit. You can buy a couple of high-end revolvers and ammunition. So what should you be saving? Silver and gold. Okay. Learn to be an expert conversationalist about those two subjects with everybody you know, and always come back to it until they're actually getting some silver and gold. And just say you found a brilliant way to beat inflation. Okay. Next thing is your collectibles, modern collectibles. And, it's good to have some, but I'm going to be teaching you about follow-up, remember? Okay. So once you've kind of introduced 7K to someone and they haven't joined you, then your job is to drip, drip, drip on them. And this is how you become persistent, but without being a pest. Okay. You can use text, you can use email, and you can use personal conversation, either over the phone or, in person. In person's always the best, but that's not possible all the time. But if you have occasion where you have already exposed 7K to several people, and you're not doing this follow up, then you're the reason that you're not building your business, because they're going to join somebody else because you didn't follow up, because everybody's going to be in this business. Okay. The other subject that I want you to become an expert in is taxes, 1099 tax benefits. And I gave you the tools with Courtney Epps' video, a little short 15-minute video. If you have to, make sure you sit down and watch that with someone. Let them do the talking and not you. That's the whole point of using tools. Well, you might send that out at least once a month again to them if they haven't joined you. Because if you don't remind them about, and just say, hey, here's that expert on how not to pay so much in taxes, but make your taxes accumulate wealth for you, like the wealthy people do. Learn that phrase, write it down. Every time you send a text with that Courtney Ebbs link, and then you also have underneath that what? Your 7K username link, 7kmetals.com/username. Okay. Or if you got a splash page, to that splash page, gives them information. It's going to take them to the same place. You should be doing that at least once a month to everybody that you prospected in the past. That's why I told you to keep a list in your spiral notebook. And if you're not doing this, start it now. See, the things for success in this business are easy, but people refuse to do them. That's been my experience. But the people who do them are the ones that make that success, and everybody looks at them and says, man, now what do they got over me? Nothing. They just do what is necessary for success. That's it. That's all. Maybe they aren't as successful as fast as you kind of like to dream to be, but they are. And sometimes it takes time. Okay, so now that's the tax, the 1099 tax payment. So get good at this example. If a person is working in a W-2 wage income, in other words, they get a W-2 at the end of the year, they have taxes withheld all during the year. Social Security, Medicare, and income taxes. So it's just not. So the base is not quite 20%, but it's pretty close to it. So everybody's in that tax bracket, even if they don't pay any income tax. They still paying taxes. And you can get that back too, because your taxable income gets decreased by your personal expenses that are business expenses in a home-based business. And we're in a cyberspace, buy from yourself, gold and silver, and modern collectibles business. That's what we're in. We got our own Costco that we get 1099 tax benefits with, because we're promoting membership of that company. Wow. Become an expert in explaining that. You'll get better and better the more you explain it. So in summary, and I've given some detailed trainings where I've gone through numbers, what the average, but I'm going to give them to you. Most people get to deduct about $8,000 to $14,000 or convert their personal expenses into business expenses just when they get their $4.99 membership and become part of it. So let's just use 10,000. They now have 10,000 of what used to be personal. They're already spending. Now understand, you need to understand in community, they're already spending this money. It's not new money they're spending. They're already spending it. but they don't get to write it off as a tax deduction. And most of them take the standard deduction anyway. So this is over and above their standard deduction. They get to now lower that taxable income, and let's lower it by 10,000. Well, if they didn't pay any income tax, but they paid Social Security, that means their taxable income becomes less by 10,000. That means the taxes that were withheld, they get back. So let's take 20% of 10,000. That's $2,000. Well, what's your membership cost you? $4.99, tax deductible. What's your coin of the month cost you? $150 a month, let's just say. Okay. And $150 a month is $1,500. $1,500 and $4.99 is $2,000. They're not out of pocket anything. So all of this was free, and they got a collectible coin that they're accumulating value with. And if they do it for 2 years, they already made a $500 check. Now, how is that possible? Because see, if they're buying a 20-point coin, 20 points gets posted to their side, their pay side every week. And you're going to put them in a line that you're building a business through them. So they're going to have a bank side because you're doing the business. They're not. That needs sponsored anybody left or right. I've given a training on this one. Several, in fact. So 240 points in 1 year, boom. Now they got a bank side and they got 240 points, but they don't have any personals left and right. Before the end of the next year, when they get 460 or 450 points minimum, well, then they get their family business back. One on the left, one on the right. Costs $199, $199. That's $400, but they're going to make a $500 check. So now just their expansion of their business and being able to control when they have an active and when they don't have an active, they now just get another $500. And that's proof that they're trying to make a profit to Mr. IRS. Hello. So ask the CPA. Don't take me. I'm not a tax advisor, but I've given you tax lawyers, tax CPAs, business consultants, all this. It's up there in the Band app. I've given you all of it. When they want to have more information, you can follow up. Okay, that's called follow up. That's called handling objections. All tied into one. Okay, next tool to follow up with. Our unique, exclusive coin collections, coin that 7K produces and is exclusively available to only the members first. And they gain value real quick. We got proof of that, and we got testimonies of that with Stack and Sell. But look, nobody knows about all of our coin collect. That's where 7K Today comes in. Okay, and you can go to 7K Today to the coin collections. Click on the American series. Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, and series. Okay, take coin. Take the black, like the Black Panther and the Black Owl, and I'm trying Hunters by Night series. Take the White House series, the Liberty series, the Mandela series. All these coins. These are things you send to them and say, look what I got. There's only so many in the world, and that's where you use your NGC app, not just 7K's figures, because 7K look at total production. So it could be a bullion coin, an MS70 or PF70 or whatever, but you look at your NGC app that I taught you about, and when you get your coin, you scan it, you see how many are in that grade or higher. Whoa, now you got to, maybe you have, there's only 131 of them in the world, and only 500 were produced, but you got one of the 131 PF70s. You send that little link or the little video from 7K today. Let them know the coin you just got and the value that it has. Now, you send an update to these people that did not join you. See, this is a work program, not a hope program. You got to work at it. But the work is very simple. It isn't difficult. So decide in a week how many people you're going to follow up with this week. It's kind of like my job description. You contact 5 people a day. This is when you start those first 2 years, you're contacting new people. Now I'm going to give you what do you do after your first 2 years and you've gone through your 500 contacts? Well, remember I told you, you follow up with people 7 times, but you don't do 7 times in one day. You spread it out. And you might follow up with people more than that. Because the type of follow-up I'm teaching you right now, nobody's going to get mad at you. This is just informational. So you're not begging them to get in you. You're just keeping them up to date with what's going on, with what you shared with them last year, 6 months ago, 4 weeks ago, whatever. Follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. The money is in the follow-up. But this is a part of follow-up that I hadn't really taught you in one concentrated training. Now you're getting it. This is what makes your business a long-term business. This is what will take you from more than just 500 a week to that 1,000 a week for the rest of your life, to that 2,000 a week for the rest of your life. This is what will break you up and get you into more as you get volume building in the long term. Okay, now let's talk about plan Bs for follow-up. Everybody needs a plan B. And why not accumulate wealth, get 1099 tax benefits to help you pay for your wealth accumulation as you even learn about silver and gold. Ours is a training program. Okay? 7K teaches us everything we want to know. So this is where you really get down to the nitty-gritty and talking, just kind of straightforward to a person, being honest. And asking, hey, look, what do you expect to get in Social Security or in your retirement? When you retire. Or if a person's in retirement, we can ask them, what are you getting? Okay. It's okay. Everybody kind of knows. It isn't much difference between many people. Okay. But, you can work the 60-year plan and get, you don't even get $500 a month on your Social Security, but you're going to work 60 years. You're going to pay a ton into Social Security. Why not join me in this? Look, I know you have a whole bunch of preconceived ideas, a whole bunch of reasons, or I can't do this. Those things don't fit me. No, just set that aside. Let's talk about money. Let's talk about wealth. That's all we're going to talk about. Forget about what you do like, don't like, any of that kind of stuff, because wouldn't you like an extra $500 a month when you retire? Would you like an extra $500 or more a month when you retire? For those that are retired, would that help you in your retirement in the next few years? Okay, then look, I'm not asking you to join some startup maybe thing. I'm asking you to become with a mega giant, multi-billion-dollar giant. It's kind of like Amazon, kind of like Costco. It's 6 years old, a proven company. This company is just setting miles, but you don't have to believe me. Just join me, get a membership. Just put maybe 5 hours a week in learning. Just learning, buying your coin. Don't Why ask all these questions, what it's worth, what I can get for it? None of that matters. Look, you blindly followed instructions to stick your money in 401ks, IRAs, SEPs, all these years. You blindly followed that, and it ain't going to pay you what you need for retirement. That's a fact. People in retirement are finding that out. And what happens if the stock market crashes? What happens to all these retirement funds? They go bust, just like they have in the past. You need a plan B. So what if I'm right? And it doesn't cost you anything. So just kind of think of it from that aspect and give yourself 2 years. I mean, literally thousands of people are changing their lives with this, but I know you don't understand that. And it's okay. You don't even have to believe it. Let's just talk about real facts. That's a fact. Collectibles gaining value with time. That's a fact. You get to do it, but you get to tell them this company has exclusive right. So look, get in here, treat it like you're starting a business and you're not putting much effort into it. You're just like an investor in this business. Somebody's going to start a new restaurant and you're putting up a tiny little piece and you get a little bit of fraction in the future for it. So you're going to put up $499 and you're going to get a premium membership, which is I declare I am doing the business because I got all the business tools and I got all the websites. I got everything I need to do business. But that's okay. All you're going to do is learn about them over this next 2 years. Since you decided this is something that's not for you, you're not good at these things, or you tried it 2 or 3 times before, but it's nothing like this. And I know you heard that story before, but don't worry about that. But you do have to do some learning. And I'm not asking you to spend lots of time. Just there's some company videos that teach you about gold and silver. There's some videos that teach you all about the business and what it's about, and from how to do it from the company's, which is new, which is in 22nd century style, not the old way, not the stuff that maybe you tried 10 years ago and you went to meetings and all this stuff and nothing worked for you and it was just a bunch of lies. Yeah, that's how you handle that with those kind of people. Now, a lot of people never they've tried these online stuff over the last 10 years and they've really failed miserably at that and cost them a lot of money. But you got to say, hey, this is online, but you don't prospect this. I'm not doing you with Facebook or Instagram or all that. I'm talking to you, aren't I? Because my mentor, he built his belly button and belly button, just like we're doing. And he's earned $1 million a year, multiple years in a row. That's pretty good person to learn from, wouldn't you say? And he come from big. He's a chemical engineer, got a master's in business with top level corporate executive. No, he didn't. But he's got every people from all walks of life making money. So what we want to do is just introduce you to the system, but you just need we're going to go through a 2-year familiarization with you, and your tax dollars are going to pay for it. Now, what better way to do this than that? And you get to accumulate these show them some of your coins. Send them links. Take them to 7ktoday.com. Look at those things. That's great follow-up. Send them pictures, videos of those series. That's what they're there for. Call them up. Hey, did you look at that coin? I got one of those suckers. It's really cool. Hey, you know what? Hey, I just saw what it's worth today. Hey, if I wanted to list it for sale, but I'm not. I'm keeping that sucker. Be like that Superman comic book, man. I may have a chance to make millions. Who knows what they're going to be worth 20 years from now, 10 years from now, 5 years from now. Have that discussion. Follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. But if you're not doing it, if you're not setting a program to follow up, you'll never follow up. It's real simple. Take that spiral notebook, go through that list. And again, if you're not doing the spiral notebook, do it. I tell you, get a blank spiral notebook, the one that the kids have. and and you start your list. So if you hadn't done it, start now. Skip about 3 total lines or 4 in between each name. So this gives you chances to put little notes, not longhand. Learn to do abbreviation. All you do is the number, like 11 6 22, and then WSV, Wealth Strategies video. That's what you sent them, and you can put a little star by it, a little check mark. You make your own shorthand that you can note. Might want to put a legend so you remember what your shorthand is. Okay, but what you shared, what you did, the date with them. That's kind of it. Now, if you're good at the technology side, you can keep that in your 7K Wealth System apps on that individual page. There's places you can put all this in, and you can keep it there. But I like the spiral notebook because it's visual, it's right there in front of you, and that's what I've always used. Okay, and that's what the people in my group have. It's been successful used. We transport it from this to a written form. Okay, and that's how we list bill. As you are progressing in your income and your just keep them up to date to what it means to you financially, what it means to you and your family financially. Uh, you want them to know, especially close friends and family members. Uh, this is what says, well, Dad gum, if Mom can do it, I think I can too. You know, it starts working on them, but only if you're following up, following up, following up, following up, updating, 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 updating with a planned program. You're doing it intentionally. And this is how you become persistent without being a pest. And you're providing information anyway. Okay. They've got to tell you, go away, don't ever come back. I don't want to ever hear gold and silver out of your mouth. They got to verbally say those words before you stop. And I've to be quite frank, I've had a few family members to tell me that. But when I'm around them, I don't verbally say anything. I just go because I already have it. And a couple of my family members, it just gets their crawl when I do that. But not my loss, it's theirs. You know, does everybody do this with you? No, everybody should, but they don't. Okay, let's do that 2-year plan with them where they're just getting familiar with say, what do they do? Because they want to know, they get in, they buy their coin once a month. You show them and you share with them Armina McVeigh's story, and I put that story up for y'all with Woodrow, Armina, and George Donaldson. 3 quick testimonies that really are buying coins instead of saving dollars. And three people from different walks of life and people who you would maybe think, man, I don't think they'd ever succeed at network marketing. Wrong. Because anybody can succeed if you apply the principles and learn the skills, attitudes, and techniques, or become familiar with them so then you can start learning them and then applying them. And so with our comp plan, and you need to, this is the next part you need to understand, it's not multi-level. It's not that. It's that if they end up, that here's the thing. This is why they give 2 years of familiarization. This is why you go back after 2 years with anybody and say, hey, look, this is what you have. Could you have ever built an organization with 30, 40, 50, 100, 1,000 people, whatever's in their organization on one side? Could you have ever built that? The answer to that is no, because they couldn't have. But you got it. Look at the volume that's coming up every month with people purchasing coins down there. Let me show you what that means. Now, I've got several videos showing this and giving illustrations from me, but I'm going to just go over it with you one time because you've got to get really good at showing this particular example. Is that they have their objective over the next 3 to 5 years after 2 years of familiarization, but they still got to learn, okay? So they just added maybe another couple of years or another year, but they got really familiarized, okay, with video because they've watched 1 or 2 videos per week, not per day, per week over this 2-year period. That's all you ask them to do, and buy their coin. And you know, maybe you talk for a couple of minutes once a week or once every other week. That's that program. And then make up their mind, because you get to show them this, that they got an organization they couldn't have built because the way our comp plan is done. They get all these gifts from above. Okay, if you say, I want you to look into the future. Now, if you've been in 2 years, they already have one left, they already have their family back. Now, what if you just find one person, or you find a person who finds a person who finds a person on your pay side, and that grows an organization like this one, but you didn't do it, they did it. But you're the causal factor of that happening because you found a person who found a person who found a person who found a person. You may not even know that person, but now you got maybe 2,000 people over here in 10 years, and you got 1,000 people over here in 10 years, and they're buying that 20-point coin. Let's just do easy math. 20 points times 1,000 is 20,000 points a month coming up to your counters. Divide that by 4. That's 5,000 points a month coming up to your counters. Look, you only need 500 on each side to make a $500 check. So you got a $500 check in the bag. But I got to have one active on the left, one active on the right. Well, Bob teaches you this already. You got your family pack. Would you spend $900 a year? That's renewal for your $499, renewal for your $199. Would you spend $900 a year, buy 3 coins for $450 a month, buying 3, to make $500 a week? Would you do that? Well, who in the world would say no to that? Because if they do, they really brain dead. I mean, that's money falling out of the sky. That's what every one of you have the potential of doing for you right now. And that's why you're here. That same reason. Because that can easily happen. We got 82 more countries to open up in. That's infinite left, infinite right. That can happen any day, anytime to any one of you. Like Gary, brother Gary Capps here, in kind of talking, meeting and greeting people today. He was just kind of sharing he's got over 5 million in his bank side. That's 5 million in commissions waiting to be withdrawn in the future. And he's building his pay side. Heck, he's a copper. And does he have the volume to get paid on copper every week? No. But the key is he makes consistent checks and he is buying coins. I mean, he's become he's on every coin drive. He beats me and gets coin. I've even had to buy a coin from him. Thank you. Fortunately, he sold one to me. Okay, so what I'm talking about? Well, see, Brother Gary doesn't have to find somebody tomorrow, today. It may be 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now. But as long as he's searching and as long as he's looking, he may find a person who finds a person who finds a person who finds a person who blows open Taiwan when we open in Taiwan. He doesn't know a soul in Taiwan. Now he's got as much volume coming up on his pay side as he does sitting in his bank every week. So if he's a copper, he can make $1,000 a week for the rest of his life. That's a nice extra income. The 60-year plan only gives you $500 in Social Security. That's 60 years of hard work. Having people you don't like telling you what to do. Here, you own your own business. How great is that? Now, feel free to share this video with them as part of your follow-up. Okay? Or any of my other video trainings where I train on this subject. That this is the greatest financial opportunity in the world. People get to buy gold and silver. Look at all the benefits we have. The sound money wallet, the vault, all these exclusive rare coins we get a chance to buy first before we sell them in the open market where there's tons of demand. We get to accumulate wealth using 1099 tax pay, using taxes we would have paid to the government to help us even gain more wealth, earn extra income, and develop a residual income for life. Where else could you do that? Learn to be a good question asker to people of that statement right there. Where else could you do that? That's what we get. That's what's afforded to you. That's why I'm following up with you, because I care about you. I care about your family. And we can help one another. We know one another. Now we can help one another financially. So join me. Join us. Become part of this great team, a force for good. Now, the coup d'etat. Read them the mission statement of 7K and the founders, and then make sure you can follow up with them with the founders video found right there on 7K Today. That was just recently released, and that's up there in the founder side. So real quick, I'm going to share my screen with a few things as we quickly summarize what we're doing here today, that I did with you today. And this is, in particular, this is very important during holiday periods, okay? I'll come back to that. But one of the things for sure I wanted to go through is this is that example. See, this is that person that's just kind of looking. And this gets built. They didn't sponsor a person. This whole organization gets built on them. You can show people that's in your left and right team these things as time goes by. Okay. And have that conversation where they have all this in their bank if they were buying their coin. If they weren't buying their coin, you can show them the kind of points that are coming up every week. You know what they are. They're listed on your dashboard because you have to show them, either their dashboard that they can show. They can see this even if they hadn't sponsored anybody, left and right. Okay, they can still see the amount of coins that are being bought. Okay, and so you can explain it to them because they don't know what it means. That's why you have to explain it to them. But here's what I mean. If you get 1,000 people over here and 2,000 or 3,000 people over here, the key is on your pay side. Well, what if it's just 100? Well, 100 times 20 is 2,000 points. Do you realize that's 500 points on average every week? That's a $500 check. So see, you don't have to have 1,000. What if it's just 100? What if it took you 5 years to have 100 on your pay side, somewhere down there that are buying that coin? See, everybody that has people, those people are looking for people. So that kind of, maybe that duplication doesn't happen as rapid, but it happens. And every time they add 1 or 2 people, you have that chance of continued growth. But you have that chance of exponential growth because you might get a person who gets a person who gets a person that explodes the business. Powerful. How powerful is that? That's why you have a long-term view of what you're doing and how you're doing it. And, and then, I always, this is what a 12-year plan would look like for many people. Well, what if that did happen? Blessings upon blessings heaped upon you. You better be a goal because you're going to be flushing a lot of points. You're just getting a $500 check. See, that's what I'm talking about with that. And you've got this magazine to help, verify everything you're saying. Look, we weren't around. It happened in New Skin. It happened in Herbalife. It happened in Mary Kay. It happened, but for other people, we may even know some people it happened with. Happened in Melaleuca. It happened in Lifeway. It happened in a whole bunch of other companies. You can look at the top 30. Oh, yeah, there's scams in every bit. There's scams in franchise. There's scams in investment. There's scams in multi-level. There's pyramid deals in multi-level. What's a pyramid deal? It's a company that just pays people on recruiting people and has no product. We have products that are coming out of the gazoo. Unique, exclusive, rare products that are our own. Nobody else has. Nobody else can sell. That's a beautiful thing. And it's not lotions, pills, and potions we're talking about. Oh, great. Make sure you show them that. It works. Only if you work it. Okay? And so that's why, it starts like this with everybody and just show them that. And then, we start building. Well, you may be here and have nobody here, but then you got all this group here, like I just showed you. Okay? And then make sure you show them the benefit wheel. Use this as a tool to follow up with. You can get this PDF and you can email it. You can take pictures of it and you can send a pic of it. All kind of ways to follow up. Okay? And more importantly than anything is you can also use your Wealth Strategies app and take pics of things like this. And let's go back where you have the stair-step income, because I love these are great pics, okay, where you can show the different levels in one quick picture right there. And then what they can go to is 12,500 a week. Where is that possible? Just kind of doing it part-time. And just say, hey, and I know lots of people doing this. I know some people that's gotten here because they're in my group. I got 3 of them that's gotten to this level and making that kind of money in just over a year, and some in a lot less than a year. One in particular. And then I'm going to make sure, and I'm going to share one more time, that you really kind of pick up and go to 7 today, because I've been teaching how to follow up. You really need to. You can click on any coin. Here's the American Series coin, and it gives you tools that you can follow up with. Gives you things that you can share all the time, and you can go back and forth to the different coin collections, and you have different pictures. But you got so much to share here that is unique, exclusive, rare, that they can't get anywhere else, and that you can talk about. So you'll want to do that with people. Okay. Then, as you know, here's the leadership. You click on it. Now you come up to, the founders. Here's the video of the founders. And, here's our mission statement right here. They created 7K because they genuinely want to improve the lives of people around the world. That's what you and I are trying to do with them. And you let them know that. We have watched way too many of our friends struggle as the economy fluctuates, employment issues arise, or unexpected changes come up in life. Hey, that's true for everybody. And that's been the fact. But what they don't have is that stable wealth, that stable protection, gold and silver. Using the power of gold and silver, we believe we can provide a way for people to create financial independence, preserve their wealth, and live an exceptional life. And that's why I'm talking to you. That's why I keep following up with you. You can do this too with me. It's working for me. It can work for you. It's an inch by inch, brick by brick thing. So do you want to do kind of the 2-year, let me just kind of see, watch 1 or 2 videos every week, buy your coin every week, get your 1099 tax benefits, and then do your learning and learn from the inside? You have no risk of loss of anything here. You only have a potential to gain big. And I'm going to be building a business through you anyway. We started this company because we believe in you. I'm wanting you to be in my business with me because I believe in you. See? Learn to use tools effectively. And since I did talk about income, and as everybody knows, I always have to end. And I don't mind. I love, this part that we have to share the income disclosure statement, because that's a great fact. Compared with other companies in the direct selling industry, this is one of the most powerful tools we have, because we can look at other companies year by year and see what theirs do, and we can see only a very few people are making the mega. But here we have people. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, thousands of people making $250 and $500 checks, a month, or every quarter, or every week. So it's not just a few people at the top making all the mega bucks here. Beautiful thing to share. And the majority of our people are what? Customers, just members, just enjoying the membership benefits. So we want you to be part of that too. That's what you're sharing. Follow up, follow up, follow up. Man, I hope you see what I see. I hope you feel what I feel. I hope you can share this with those that you know and follow up and follow up and follow up until they become a part of your team too. Because I know that you can. See you on the beaches of the world. I hope you see what I see. Joining a company that's going to be a mega billion-dollar giant. We're the beginning of that. Only 6 years young. We got 30 more years to go. Building a legacy for our children's children. So join us. Join the person that shared this with you because they care about you.